Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Patreon special. Is it?
No.
This is not a Patreon special. This is the big massive podcast that goes out to Spotify and all the other things. And we're your hosts. That's Niall beside me, for anybody who's just listening.
You swear this was your first time doing that?
And I'm Ronan. Play the intro. Do you play the intro to start?
And then now.
Cool.
So when I say up the hoods, it's a big.
The big.
I noticed other podcasts were doing it.
Copying us.
No, they were doing it first.
You'll be kept on.
What?
You'll be kept on, hey? So welcome. We've been moving about. We're in the same studio / pub / comedy club. We just moved over to the big tables.
See if we don't do the Monday night. See, trying to get another hour sometimes during that week.
I don't even have time to change my jeans.
Oh. I must remember that story. Same jeans. That's what we clipped there now.
That's on there somewhere, no?
It's on there.
DJ and Underpants? Dirty Jeans and Underpants?
The Adam Mogi podcast, not featuring Adam Mogi.
I worked with a fella one time and he was stinking, like the worst. And me and Tommy called him DJ and Underpants. Just Dirty Jeans and What's the DJ? One boy called us, what was it? Dick Cheese? That was just all day. Called me and Tommy that. And that was all we called them then for the next year and a half. And he hated us. It's just Dick Cheese.
Oh man, I was actually at a two-day mental health training there.
Good?
It was actually very good. It was very interactive. So we were doing a lot of the sessions that you'd be delivering to the young people. It was actually very good. We had to present today. But man, do you ever just hate yourself? Do you ever just hate the way
all the time
that you innately go on? Like it's.
What do you mean?
We've talked about this before about how we act. It's not being the center of attention. But like we were even doing an exercise, and it's your response to like being sad, anxious, happy, sad, proud. And I was like, see, every one of those responses is laugh and make an inappropriate joke.
Right.
So it was very like the St. Coleman's thing.
Yeah.
Told 2 jokes. Trainer hated them. Whole place was laughing. But
you told 2 jokes. How did?
For the rest,
the trainer hated it.
She wasn't. She didn't take it well.
See, this is the thing. When I do this crack, I'm going to be all about comedy.
What?
That's my new job. It's going to be a trainer of mental health.
I know.
I think humour's massive when it comes to mental health.
100%. But I mean,
inappropriate jokes.
But she.
What's inappropriate? But come on,
like she was
give us joke number 1.
See, from that second, she was dry. She was dry with me then for the 2.
Right, you knew
they weren't inappropriate. But I'm saying usually in those settings, even wakes, funerals, I'm likely to say something inappropriate.
There's looking wild pale.
Something like that. But that was accidental. I'm on about. I'll think of something that's inappropriate.
Like the school one,
and say it. So second one was inappropriate. First one was just about a banter. So we were doing a thing about emojis. So everybody had a
leave emoji out. Let's do this.
So everybody had an emoji each, and you had to talk about what the emoji feelings and for young people what it elicits. So one of them was the melted one.
Your head melter.
So we were talking about head fried, and she was like, I don't really get that one. Can somebody put it in context for me? And I was like, right, I'll put it in a sentence for you. At training today in Belfast with Rachel at Mind Out. Melted emoji.
No.
But you know her.
If she doesn't get that, she can fuck right off.
Do you know why I feel like she was annoyed? Because her immediate response was, she was like, well, I'm at training the day when Niall melted emoji. And I was like, all right.
No way. She just went down
and then she was fucking.
What are you doing, woman?
She was driving.
She deflected. Because I'll tell you why she's dry. Because it's not what you said. It was her reaction. She's raging. That she reacted. Because you were joking.
Of course it was.
Obviously.
Because then I was like thinking, I was going, why did I fucking say that? Why did I not say that?
Man, I used to be at training days, and the day's over, and it's like a hangover. I'm driving back down from Belfast going, holy fuck, sir. Can you not just keep it? I definitely have something in there That's like a Tourette's.
Aye, me too. And I said a couple of things today, and I was like, why did you not just keep your fucking mouth shut?
There's times I keep one on too. And I'm going, good job I didn't say it, because if I had the next sentence or the next thing that was mentioned.
So we done a sensory thing today, so they gave everybody like a wee mini twirl.
Touch each other.
Well, man, there was loads of like words like that, like, so we don't touch each other. And you're like, no, there was loads of things in the end of my tongue. And then,
literally.
So she was like, hold the thing, the wrapper, put it in your mouth. Rub it about your mouth. How does it feel? How's the texture? And then we were talking about it, and your man goes, we usually do this. We usually do the same thing, but we use fruit and stuff. And I was going to say, bananas.
We used to have to
she was like, bring the chocolate up to your mouth, bring the banana.
We used to have to do that with sexual health training. That was embarrassing because you had to pull out either a demonstrator Wally or a banana. They demonstrate how to put a condom on.
Aye.
The 15-year-olds, the 13-year-olds,
yes,
they're all just sitting bright red in there and pretending that they're adult about it. You know what I mean? It's an awkward one.
And then,
so what was the other joke?
This was.
How long after joke one was joke number 2?
This was about.
Did you tell them you were a podcaster? That's the most embarrassing.
No.
Who ever tells anybody I'm a podcaster? Like,
no, because guys have a podcast,
and when do you hear this?
So we were talking about again. I can't remember what it was, but she was like, "Oh, what do you call them things, guys?" She was like, "Guys," and she kept doing this. You rub it up against your face, a guy. I was going, "What?" She was like, "It's like soft and fluffy. It's like a guy." And somebody said, "A comforter," and she went, "A comforter. We call them guys." And I said, "Well." I had a guy going up, and I was like,
a guy rubbing up your face.
So I was like, did you have many guys? So have you had many guys growing up?
That's good. Did everybody else laugh?
Aye.
Right.
She hated me.
She's in the wrong job.
Hated me.
Was she good?
She was very good. She knows.
But too serious.
She wasn't. She just.
Maybe our humour's too strabane for people.
Maybe.
You know what I mean? And you have to remember too, you are a cunt.
I know, and that's what I.
Who was I chatting about your cuntiness last day? I was chatting. The start of Adam Moogie's thing was a good one. I was telling somebody about that.
Aye.
That you came in like a bull.
But it was.
Hold on, let me tell my bit, and then you do your defence, right? So this is what happened, guys. We had to move. My fault. Started up. So we'll take it from the weekend. The 2 years went out. That went out too much for our age. It's too much. I never got to bed till 4 o'clock or 5. Like back in the day, I would have come back Monday morning, Sunday night.
Aye, same.
Fucking.
No, well, I was never good when the light was coming through the windows. I was like,
no. Do you know what I was there? Pub.
Aye, I was.
And then tortured everybody all day, and then went to the next night. Oh, it was anyway.
But would you have still been rough even back then, or?
I would have still been rough. But you've got better coping mechanisms in your 20s, I think. I don't know what it is. You've two. So this week, last week I wanted to give up podcasting, stand up, Orange and New Grey, everything I do, radio. I was going to ring everybody, and that was on Sunday after the Saturday.
I know it's weird because you ring me all week, and then as the week goes on, things. I'm coming around. Maybe I want to keep a comedy on.
Oh, when I come round, I'm back. I'm 100%. So this is the point. The drink and the session, because I'm alright if I sit down and have a few wines, I always say it, but going out, because I went in the vodka then, because you're drinking beer and then you get the stage where I'm not going to fucking walk. You're not drinking glasses of wine when you're out.
No.
Do you know what I mean? You're in a pub chatting to mates and you're standing with a glass of fucking wine. No. You'll get hit. So, vodkas, and I always do 2 vodkas and a Coke when I go to the bar and sit down, woke up, wanted my left end, because I knew I had to go to. I even knew that it was going to be bad enough that I premeditated, phoned Connor Keys and Eamon. Eamon had to do the fucking, what do you call it? Pass the fucking baton. He only drives as far as Oma. So we drove the Oma to meet with Connor, and then Connor drove to Belfast to do the gig. I didn't even think of what I was going to say. New material night went up. I actually did alright, but it was just, nah. And then it was the whole fucking next day, then I was at work, and we were meant to do the pod. And I had Adam Moogay the week before, 100%, man, come on down. You know what, we'll go at 7:30 to get you away earlier. I said, that'd be no bother. And Ronan that runs the bar says, hey, see that Monday, is it alright if we use, or somebody's looking to book it to 8:30? I says, sure, we start at 8:30. So, Monday, I forgot you were away, because I was in my own hole. You know what I mean? I forgot you were away altogether. And even though you were sending me pictures of you wearing the fucking tricolour and all, I was probably half shot going, on that agent there, showing people, and then forgetting. So I was in bad form, didn't want to do it, but I was just like, get on with it. I was booked. The podcast, ladies and gentlemen, wouldn't have happened, the Adam Mogie one, if Adam hadn't. So Niall rang me going, no, it's a day that I could not be bothered. I says, why were you out? And you sounded worse than me.
I was.
So I says, you know what? I'll ring Mogie. And if he's just leaving our Antrim, I'll tell him to turn round because the weather's too bad or something like that. Rang him. He's just like, I'm 5 minutes away. So we were like, where are we going to go? So we got another venue, last minute job. And I sat down, place was set up. And then the Prince of Darkness just fucking came in like that. Just floated in the door, face on him, face of thunder. Aye. And we can only, when your mates that long that he's just been, there's no niceties among mates when you're in that form.
No.
So I was just looking at you, what are you doing here? No. And then, this is what set the tone. Mogie went, here, that fucking road, the whole way down. Oh, fucking hell. And I says, where'd you go? And he was down about through Claudia and Dunamana and all that. I says, man, you know what? You're better taking the road to Derry because there's no cars. It's a wee bit longer, but it's a dual carriageway then the whole way from Derry. And you went, what the fuck? What are you talking about?
Still stand by it. Like.
What are you talking? Go back. No. And then Mogie was looking at us, arguing with each other, just sitting going. I think he even said it was, what's the point of me being here?
Well, if you had
so it's our fault.
You think so?
Aye, because the two of us were in bad form, and then
I don't think so.
We just got ripped into each other.
I think Adam was holding back.
We didn't ask too many questions, too, probably. And I know Adam's got the Tourette's too, because whenever we're in the green room, he goes full swing.
I think he was trying to hold back a bit. You can see him. See in the video, he looks like he's holding his breath.
Aye. Because he's holding back his ticks.
Aye.
He should have let them fly.
Oh, 100%.
Because backstage...
Because he made a rip the hole in.
He actually just...
Imagine being in that form and somebody's like, woo!
I know.
What the fuck?
What? We did that, man. It was like we were doing a gig in McKegney says... What was McKegney says? Something like... It was like, are you clicking, John? No, I went, no, man, the man's got Tourette's. He just looked at me and looked at him and he goes, yep.
So let me reaccount the same. So I rang Ronan, correct. I was like, man, I cannot be fucked. Because it's wild hard.
You motivate yourself.
Not even motivate yourself. Come in and be happy and...
Go to year 2 of the fucking podcast. You weren't happy.
And then funny and engaging with somebody. Do you know what? If it had been just me and you, I wouldn't have minded so much.
Aye.
So jump in the car.
Like you'd have hated that Colin Murphy or someone in that state.
Aye. It was freezing too. It was cold. Jump in the car.
Aye, it was.
Aye. Got outside Charlie's, got the stuff out of the car, running up the stairs. I could hear voices and singing. I was like, what's going on here?
Oh, fuck.
Got on, whole crowd of people here. They're all eating sandwiches and singing and drinking pints.
Singing?
It was like a Irish singing thing, Sean Moore.
Right. All right. Oh, they're all gigging away like a session.
Aye. And they were like, what? I was like...
Did you walk right on?
I put the stuff there on that table. I was like, sorry folks, are you supposed to be here? No, because...
That's our place.
Polite wasn't.
Because you're just... the filter's gone then. It's just...
I was like, no, we said the prof. We could have this to 8:30. And I was like, right. So I left the stuff there. And I was like, right, I better go check here. Downstairs. There might be something about it, all right. I will run on, I guess. There might be more than something about it because them people are definitely fucking booked in.
I could punch you in the face then too. You know, it was one of them ones where I didn't care. Fuck off.
I didn't even say too much then. And then me and Mark were standing on the street freezing. And I was like, Mark, I think this might be off. We've nowhere to go. And then
then there's a false dawn with that because you're getting it happy because you don't have to do it.
Yes. And then I get the phone call. Hey, he's 5 minutes away. We have to do this podcast no matter what. Well, we go to my kitchen and I'm like, oh my fucking
dogs
God.
And then winds and
then I came up with a great idea.
We got a place in.
Yes. But
why did we not think of that? Like,
I don't know. I did think of it.
Because it's a different country.
Well, true. But then when we landed out, there was a lot of other people there that I know through work, so I had to be polite to them and speak to them.
So by the time you got to me, it was like that bad Adrian about, by the time you get home, you spend your niceties all day to people, and then when you see the wife, it's just...
Aye, and like this woman's about a crack, and no, she was all happy, and you're still there, and you're like, hey, no, I'm not fucking ruining just face. No, just one of them, you're all, so as you close the door.
And then it was cold in that room and all too, it was just like...
And in here was nice and warm, and they were all having sandwiches, and I was like, fuck.
This is cozy in here, like...
So the farm wasn't great, but do you know what would have been the worst? I was actually thinking about the last day in the car. Do you see if he had brought out that wig and dress?
That was never going to happen.
That was going to be tight.
He knew that too, man.
I think he did.
I think because usually do you know what? This is why I think it's down to us. Because usually we're messing and laughing and having a crack.
Right.
We weren't.
No. But do you know what? I would have loved him to brought it out just to watch the video back of my face, because my face wouldn't been able to hide the fact that I'm not enjoying bad form. I'm not enjoying this.
Oh, I know.
And if he was doing a whole bit and looking at me going, "Hey, fucking," I'd be like,
you were just round eyes and faces and then, a lot of heavy blowing.
What do you call her, Big Betty?
Carrie.
Big Carrie. And you were like, well, what about Big Carrie? Will we get her out? And he was like, and I was like,
good decision. Hey, you get them?
And you know what?
And fair play to him coming the whole way down from Antrim. And man, his skits are funny and his fucking stand-up's great. You know what I mean? So he's just... Some people... there's a lot of people like that.
But, you know, you can't...
This is a different thing here than stand-up and all. And
of course it is, And like, as I was saying to somebody too, you know, guests, you can't nail down a guest to be fucking great. So rough with a smooth, you have to try things.
And it's never usually the individual, it's usually with the what do you call it? Between the three of us, what's that word? You know what I'm on about.
I know. Chemistry.
The chemistry. We are smart too, sir.
But you know what? Right up to the podcast, he was chatting away to me.
Sure, Colin Murphy. I could have stepped out of that one. I could just hated me and just turned his back at me.
He was talking to me a lot.
We should have just had him sitting there so we could look at all of us.
Must get some clips of that. But do you know what you're just talking about there, mate? So part of the training yesterday too was we watched this video about gratitude. It was all fucking Americans. Ugh, so cringy. So they brought these group of people in and they had to pick a person that they're grateful for, and they had to write down a whole...
Your ma.
Some of it was their ma. Some of it was like some accounting mentor that they had back in the day, and some of it was their sister or the really good friend who got them through. So I had to write down this whole affirmation of how the thing, and then surprise, surprise, they had to ring them and read it out. So everybody was emotional and there was crying, and this is another thing too. So so they were doing summations at the end. So on the video, he was like, if you're just talking to somebody, their motivation goes up by 4%. But if you're giving them positive gratitude and telling them it goes up to 19%. She was like, what do you think of that video? And I was like, I wasn't worried dying about the stats. You're fucking putting your heart out there. And they just got 19% more happy. I was thinking it was going to be up in the 90s. I was like 19. I was like, she goes, fuck, you're wild negative. That's what the truth.
Yeah, that's one of your traits. 19? 19% better, nice. Just fucking 19.
Only 19.
I bet you could put them to zero while fucking fast.
What do you see this?
What? I jump.
But man, that's because it was early in the morning, like some of the stories were emotional. Like he was telling about how all thing, and she was like, 19% happy. She went from 4% happy to 19% happy. That's not good stats. Why would you bother?
That's a generalisation, but there's some people you'd probably get higher. Man,
but this was for the whole group.
Right.
19%? From 4 to 19?
From 4 to 19. Aye. That's a good jump, like. Then build on that.
Not even a quarter? Not even 20%?
Made everybody feel good about themselves.
Hey, but then one of the guys on the thing was saying, we were laughing about, do you have a person that you could... And I thought, fuck, please tell me. I'm not going to write a whole thing about Ronan Boyle and then ring him. Don't
do that.
And your mom was like,
I can't ring you on loudspeaker. There's There's boys if I've got young people in the car, you can't hit the loudspeaker. Like,
No.
You're oh, I'm not.
You know what? Karen says to me, that's the last day. She was like, so she listens to me and you on the phone, and she's like, what's with all the sirs? And I was like, for some reason, I only do it when you're on the phone. Sir. What do you hear this? Sir. Or, sir, fuck.
I have different groups. Do you know what I mean? You've got your work boy, the people you work with, the people you train with, the people you do comedy with, you've the gym ones and all, and you sort of go on differently, everybody.
Sure, man. I turn into a pure culture.
Sir,
Sir,
get here.
No way.
No way,
sir. And then you're like,
I see when you do no
wait,
way,
what did he
people in
say?
Belfast,
Sir, what do you hear that?
They go, aye, it did happen. No way. It's just like, no. It's a reactional word. It's not like I don't believe you. Where you say it the wrong place, like you say it in Dublin to somebody, they go, no, I'm serious.
And then, like, your mum was talking about, if I rang my wife, she'd be like, is everything okay? And I was like, fuck. So this was also on the edge of my tongue too. I was like, fuck, if I rang my mates, they'd be like, fuck up, you frit.
Get yourself out.
Wise up, you fucking... Oh, love me, D! Love me, D! But I think that's most men.
I suppose you also have to consider, man, a man I knew died there 2 days ago. 30 years of age. I worked with him as a young fella.
Young boy, Connor.
Overdose. Didn't want to give his name out there, but he's going to be on his own.
No way.
Nobody's coming. There's no wake. He's been, and do you know, it's just because of his life. His mother passed away years ago. I don't think he knows his dad. All that there stuff, but it's just addictions.
So no family.
So you know, we're on about. We have them people. They ring like there's nothing wrong. Even when I'm gaming, the abuse we give each other, but it's all from a right place.
Aye.
But if you've nobody, you forget that people have nobody. Like I work with a guy too now, and he's an adult too. He's 25, but he's his week is out with me. I more or less get him every day and bring him to whatever activities program. Then his weekends on his own.
Yeah.
But he enjoys his weekend now because he can do a bit of gaming, he can lie about and all because he's went to the gym during the weekend, did essential skills and all that crack. But without doing that all week, he's in the house all week on his own. And you forget about them people like. See that mental health thing I did up by Rosilio up in Canavan.
Yeah.
That was a great, like there wasn't a dry eye in the room. I had to cut comedy down to a very minimum level.
Because it wasn't the right...
Wasn't appropriate, so it was like, I did a wee bit at the start, people didn't know whether they laugh at it or not, but it was more entertaining having the crack faces when people were talking. I got a wee bit of abuse from the people I'm interviewing. And all that there is look at the crowd with a big face, you know what I mean? That's all you need to do. And then back in, and then think you're genius. But
you know what, but like, see the way we speak to each other, I think might be...
It doesn't work on a wild lot of different environments.
No, and I think that's why when I go down to Belfast and stuff, that's why it doesn't translate.
Yeah.
Trainers.
Well, if you think about it, I'd be doing this for you, and then I'm along with you boys in the gym, and then I'm doing stand-up with headers. All my mates are headers too. No filters.
No.
There's boys worse than us, like. There's no them mates you never brought home.
Hi.
Because your ma's there, they'll say the exact same thing they'd say if your ma wasn't there.
Aye.
So you don't bring them home because
No,
they don't know how to change their hats in that environment. I think it's age as well. You get to that point in life where you're going, why should I change who I am in front of whoever? But there is being professional too, isn't there? There is a time and a place.
Like, you know, I think that like we give each other stick and like call out our insecurities and our feelings and our weaknesses, and like that
and we forget there's like 4,000 people.
And then I think that trainer, like that emoji one, thought he's just said that this training's boring and I'm boring, and that's not the case. Like,
no, I think what you were doing there was this is what I would want: interaction, bit of crack, talk about it. You know, don't be offended. But everybody's there's.
But I think we take for granted
exactly
how offended you get, because I know you're not offended.
Aye.
But that's not how it works from somebody from Donegal or
our
Belfast.
accent. Even alone, we might come across aggressive when it's really us being an idiot. You know, like sometimes 2 weekends come into my office the other day, and I work in a big community centre. Like there's loads of different community organisations, and there must have been some planned for the main foyer. Because they come in with these wee flyers. The two of them were about 18, must have been students.
Yeah.
And there was no information on the flyer of what, like it was like a date and a time to be in the foyer, and I said to the two wee girls, what's it about? And they just froze it through, like literally. I thought one was going to cry. I was not on the flyer. They were told to go around all the offices, handed flyers, you know what I mean? They didn't even read it.
No.
So they handed it to me, and I said, well, what's it about? And then I said to one of the ones who was working with me, and he goes, well, you don't realise how intimidating you can be at times, you know. I says, aye. Because I'm just like, what's it about? And they just look at
What's it about?
Especially teenagers that communicate by the phone. We were talking about the last time. Young people don't face-to-face. Like, if do you ever be writing a text, go, fuck it, and just ring. Because it's too long. We're starting to talk too much. And you just make a phone call. Most people don't do that. They've got that, I'll send you son, and I'll read it, and then I'll go, nah, delete that. And then you'll clean it up, then you'll send it. Do you know what I mean? You're thinking too much about what you want to say. So they're no good then, face-to-face. They haven't loved that life. We loved all our lives, face-to-face communication.
Right.
They communicate like through social media, through fucking texts. It's never the real, straight to the point.
And like I hate to bring it back to this training. I'm going to bring it back now and for an hour, but there's also things that don't need to be said. Like I say things when like just silence. So we done an exercise today. They have a wee maze on the boards. Wee simple maze. 3 people here, 3
Simple
people
maze.
here.
He's from the Balcom. Same age, brother.
So 2 groups, A, B, B, C, C. So I'm blindfolded and my mate is going to direct me through the maze.
Yeah.
It's an exercise in communication, okay?
Right. What's that got to do with mental health?
I'll explain,
right,
okay.
right.
So the first girl was like, come on, you get it? And your mom was like, she goes, no, come on, faster. So I was alright. Second boy, I was like, because I was saying I was competitive, I was like, I won this, like, so everybody was like, he's looking, they want it. So second boy was like, come on, you're doing really well. Brilliant. Third one then, my partner, we were up, so I started, and she was like, right, okay, I'm trying to think what's the best way for this, and I was like, Liz, come on. She was like, right, okay, I'm free, and I can't really think. So we sat down, and then I realised that everybody, those 3 had a role, so no, like, pushy. So the first person was like, hurry up, you. Second person was really supportive.
Right. No, I don't understand.
My person was unsupportive,
Fucking
not interested.
It was hard to fall in that character, I'd say.
So we were given all the feedback. What do you think of the first person? I was like, aggressive and all. And then, so we were sitting, and I was like, for some reason, it went clean over my head. I didn't realise that everybody had a role there. And I was like, they went out of the room and came back, and I was like, why did that go over my head? And the girl went, so you really thought I was acting like that? Like, really aggressive? And I was like,
because you're being competitive, just.
but I was like, but remember you were on about in one of the other exercises, like, I started a fight and all. And I was like, I know it was like that. And she was like, right, okay. And I went out for a sandwich and sat down. She was like, did you really think like I'm that aggressive? And I was like, no, but. So she was obviously thinking about it.
Yeah.
But all I had to do was say no. All I had to say was, I enjoyed that.
That type of training too. There's people there that might be struggling that want to learn things. You know what I mean? You could have been triggering everybody in the room. You. You're a bastard too. I think so. I remember we went to.
But do you know what was one of the most telling things? So we done an exercise at the end where you have to get up and walk around. So you've got a list of the things like right with your left hand, dislikes pizza, scared of spiders. So you have to go around and I have to ask you, like, have you got any of these? Okay, so you've a brother and a sister and your name's Ronan. Mm-hmm. I had to ask every single person their name because I didn't know them, and everybody was saying, I don't remember no names. Not one person asked me my name.
Why?
They just knew it.
Because you're a mouth. There you go. Maybe that's my
Not
problem.
one person asked me my name.
Maybe that's my problem. Like most places I go in, them know.
And then I was talking, and this girl was saying to me, I seem to nobody. And I was like, I'm the same. I can't remember anybody. And the guy just told me his name, Phil, and I was like, Phil? I haven't heard Phil all day. In the 2 days of this course, I haven't heard the name Phil once. And as I was saying, I was like, he probably thinks I was saying that he hasn't contributed one little thing.
Because you have been.
I was going to doing it again. I'm doing it again.
And that's your mental health playing you, actually, you know. That's you over, then you're going over everything you're saying. Where I like being in a situation where it's like, fuck it. I remember one time me and Tommy in the hell were on about him there. Tommy's a mate too. Lee. We were at a course in Belfast. And we were going to do the course, but we were out for Christmas do that night in Belfast, staying in a hotel, all arranged. And halfway through the course, it was like a boring course. It was like suicide.
Suicide is boring, folks.
Fuck, I'll tell you what. It's one of them courses that nearly put you over the edge. Seriously, like. So I went, hey, boys, lunchtime, the snow started to fall. He says, what do you call the Glen Chain Pass? So I went in there and said, listen, we all live in Strabane. We have to go over to Glen Chain Pass. Can we leave a wee bit earlier so we can get over the mountain before the snow hits it? She goes, you know what, she said on lunchtime, is that alright? And there's been no bother or not. She did on, no, like. 3 boys left, went to the hotel, got organised and all, went out a few pints, walked into the place where we walked into the place that was the staff do. Everybody was well lit at this stage, turned around straight away, your woman, the one that was taking the class, standing there. The 3 of us were just... But I had a few drinks, man. I didn't give one fuck. I said, how you doing, love? And I walked on with Tommy, and now we're sort of bumping into each other, passing her and all, because I don't booze.
So I done the same thing today. So
showed up.
I knew we had to do this, so I preempted. So everybody was out having coffee this morning. I seen the trainer was on the room herself. Hey, do you know what? I had a thing with a family and them.
It's a wonder she wouldn't let you. You had to.
No, it's just with the Wednesday thing. So look, I know you're finishing in 4:15, and you probably got a wee bit earlier, but I need to go about 3. I just need to get on. She was like, "Oh, hey, no bother. Look, not a bother." So then, big balls, the thing is, well,
would you ever, when you're taking a class, if somebody asked to get away, adults?
No,
you're never. No, can you just wait? I remember an old boss that got knew that you're dying to get away, and just wait 5 minutes and all, and like. I finished in 5 minutes.
But then, see, at lunchtime, man, I was like, everybody was like, oh, I wonder what time we're going to get away. And of course, again, big balls, I told a wee lie at the start, I have to get away. I just
and you're saying, why did I tell them that?
And then, sir, to see right at the end when I was like, look, folks, I have to go here. So I knew I told the whole place is a lie. It's like, you fucking...
Ingenuine.
Dickhead.
What's that word?
Here, but man, I wanted to fucking talk to you.
Let me grab a drink here.
Just only... Oh, is that where Madeline McCann is? Only find McCann.
Oh, you're going to hell.
She's not real. No, but I wanted to. I did talk to you briefly about it yesterday. So landed down. For some reason, I had the wrong. I had high Cairn driving. I think it was somewhere. Literally, it was across the road. So I took a left. Went up over this hill, and there was like 2 rows of housing estates. And man, we 2 sides of the wall. One side was a massive UDA mural. Guy, balaclava, head on. Other side, massive, well done, like well put together. Union Jack. And this wee, tight, narrow street. So frantically, I'm looking around the car going, fuck, is there any Republic...
looking ahead of you.
Big, any Republic Ireland stuff lying about, so... Went on down, turned, was like, man, do you ever just feel like, oh, I shouldn't be here? Do you know what? And
your inner feeling just comes out.
Aye, but you do feel a wee bit intimidated because,
and you shouldn't too, because nobody's going to do anything. Like. I would say if you're wearing a Celtic top, it might be dodgy enough, like the wrong place.
Aye. But this is then what got me. So I turned the car, and I would say it was like from the UDA mural with the Union Jack. You went over a dip of a hill down on the main road. I would say it was maybe 100 metres. Mm-hmm. And at the bottom of the road, a guy walked by in a Celtic hat. He was wearing a Celtic Benny hat. Mm. So I was like, do you know what? I'm going to go up I passed shops. I turned around, went up about another 100 metres. Massive mural. Springfield murders, where the British soldiers shot 6 people in that area. Is it West Rock or West... loads of Noah.
Don't know who, no?
Yeah.
Aye. That's the interfaces, you see. That's where it goes down.
It's so weird that it's like
literally next door neighbours.
They're on top of each other.
Right. So that's why the wall, since the Troubles ended back in 98, 95 or
98.
There's been more there's more walls going up. That's mad. Since peace. Essentially, they've been having to build more walls that people aren't feeling safe, and they get locked every night at 10 o'clock. You can't get in each area. Need to get started.
Do you know, like in 100 metres, I was feeling uneasy because there was a massive UDA checking that I didn't feel that like I was wearing a Republic Ireland top or something. Down the road, just guy walking by, Celtic hat, no O'Donoghue
started
stuff.
walking like McGregor again.
Well, I was driving, so.
Oh, was this driving? I thought you were walking.
No, but it was only 100. Like you're only talking 100 metres either direction, and then like.
Are you in the city centre here?
Do you know the big round ball thing as you're driving into Belfast?
The falls, balls in the falls.
It's the left, up that.
I know where you're at. I go up that way to Lavery's.
Right. Okay.
You go at that. So when you go round, then you go up past the McDonald's on the right.
Aye.
Up there. Oh, I know exactly where you are. So
I take another left and right, and you go up another block right up onto the main road. It's West Rock or West Bank or something. I can't remember. But man, Palestine flags, Republic Ireland flags. Tricolours, and then straight into
Israeli flags, Union Jacks, Ulster banners.
Hey, and then so I was listening to a podcast, and they were talking about Say Nothing, and
great re-show.
Well, what do you hear? So the McConvilles. So he was talking about the McConvilles have come out and said there's a lot of stuff left out, and it's they
didn't want to watch it even. I don't think
it's it brings it all back for them, and it's not good. And
yeah.
So your mum was like
re-traumatizes them.
Yes.
So it was sad. Like.
So your mum was talking about the book has all the nuances in the books. Like it's an award-winning book. It's meant to be like what the show's based on. So I started listening. It's on Spotify.
The book.
Aye.
Oh, very good. Is it free?
Aye.
So the family, are they happy with the book because it's factual?
Yeah.
Interviews with families and stuff like that.
They probably had input to the book. You see.
Aye.
So it's probably
if they took. Whenever you go from book to screen, you have to Hollywood it up a bit, don't you?
Aye, but I think it makes her look. I don't know. I haven't got to the juice yet, but man, you should listen to the start. So it kind of gives you a bit of background on Northern Ireland, coming back from like the 1920s, the 1930s, about the IRA, about Belfast. Man, it's almost like a horror story. Like man, I was getting a bit of anxiety that I was so glad that I didn't live through them times.
You did.
But I mean,
I remember my mass. I was telling you, sending me up the Ardown and the New Lodge in the 80s for holidays. Do you know what I mean? Kovla, sit down.
Do you not understand? Go away.
Sit down. Talk to me. What do you want?
Parking ticket. It's 6:45.
That's all right. It's okay.
No, it's all right. She typed on parking ticket. She just say parking ticket.
Just keep your eyes on it. So, man, I was terrified. My man used to send me up on the bus, leave me. She would wave me at the bus, bye. And then my auntie or somebody would lift me at the Belfast side. And I remember lying in my auntie's house. Like, I have 3 aunties. Lived in Belfast, right? One Ardown. Ardown, like, is a Catholic area surrounded by loyalist areas. Right round. It's like one level, and then New Lodge. There's a road in the beside the New Lodges that had the most killings anywhere in Europe on one road. 1972 was just fucking mental. That was the worst year in the Troubles. I think like 1,000 people in 1 year.
That's high numbers. They talk about that. That was the bloodiest.
That was just the bloodiest.
That's after before they brought the British Army in. There was only something like 29 people lost their lives, and then they brought the British Army in, and it just went.
And the first person. I think the first murder from the Troubles was by an RUC man. But there were so many. But see, when I went up, so you're talking like I was going up there like 83, 84. Do you know what I mean? Still fucking heavy duty. Like I remember, man. So at one aunt, they lived in Malone Road, which is the snobby area of Belfast. My other 2 aunties then lived in New Lodge.
Definitely related.
My dad's sister, all my dad's side. We're all fucking geniuses. Still out.
Tails on the rack.
I have a cousin that's an air traffic controller. He retires when he's 50 because that's the retiring age. No, he's one of them boys. If the computer breaks, he has to go out with the table tennis fucking rackets. You know what I mean? Get a plane down. Because you have people's lives in it. Some do apparently on it too.
Oh, yeah.
So my dad got the highest mark in 11 plus in Tyrone. He was destined to be fucking really good, like, but then I just went, yeah. Bloody Sunday and all happened. But what I'm saying is,
that's what I wanted to talk to you about. So it starts off telling you about the real, how discriminated they were, and you're getting a real sense
Catholics
of
getting burnt out,
and like even Jean McConville was quite peaceful rally, and then she got battered by a loyalist on Burntalla Bridge, and that changed her whole fucking thing. Like, she wanted to take up arms.
I was chatting to Geddes a couple of weeks ago. He started watching the Troubles podcast. Started listening to it. And I think Geddes might be Protestant, don't know.
He is, And
he was like, bastards, get them out. Like, he was... Because when you listen to facts, you can't argue what happened. But it's all started with English.
Man, but you can speak to this, so, like, you do get a real sense of nationalism and, like, fuck.
Right.
Back then, would I have taken up arms? Would it have been...
Yeah.
But then, man, see when they went through her backstory and the backstory of her uncles and her auntie got her arms her hands blew
blinded.
off and her face blind for the rest of her life. Every uncle fucking was in and out of jail, spent years in Long Cash. One of the uncles, fucking, baby was born, missed it, baby died, same baby. Never met the baby because he was in jail the whole time.
Oh,
man, the toll it took, being in the IRA and a family connected to nationalism, it's hard to know whether...
All my uncles on both sides of the family were inside. Every one of them. All inside.
But it was like, Jean McConville's, her family was like all depressed because all the men were in fucking jail, or...
Aye. Oh, man, growing up, it was shite because you were just going up and down the Long Cash and you weren't seeing these people and you knew understand them when you were away. And my ma tried to keep me away from it all. She wanted us to make our own decisions when we were adults. So, and one time they were like, we were wanting to join the flute band. My ma wouldn't let us. No stuff like that. So you were confused. Do you know what I mean? And then there's meetings in your house and all. But then,
like they were saying, like a lot of people were also under threat from the provost for not taking up arms. Like if you, like you would get battered. Like say you come into a meeting, you're going to join. You're like, no, so beat the fuck out of you.
My dad was telling me a story. He was in the Ra, and his mate was in the Ra, and his mate got arrested down south, and his ma fucking hated, because he was in the Ra, hated it, and hated my dad as well. And she did something where I think my dad was looking to go and visit him down in Dublin. I think it was like him and my ma were in Dublin, and she put the foot in, wouldn't let it happen. One of them jobs, just really despised him. Then she's coming over to Camel's Hump one night and a Brit shot her in the face. Fuck. Do you know what I mean? You're like... But it was like a rare time, man. It was just growing up, and people were getting... I remember my Uncle Kieran, because he was the youngest man in the blanket, so it was all them, like you were getting the magazines out, and the fucking, and Phoblas, and articles about him, and on the paper, and...
Aye, but man, like, some of the stuff, like, they're talking about Ian Paisley. Ian Paisley was standing on streets, naming houses that had Catholics in them. 60,000 Malone Road.
Jim
burn
Alister.
them out. It's got the Pope's people.
Jim Alister, he's the head of the PUP. He was putting Catholics out. Like there's articles.
But he was just directing people to burn people out of houses.
Aye.
Get them out.
Roman Catholics.
Roman Catholic. The Pope's people live there. Right. Get them out. Yous are no Protestants if you're letting them live in this street, man.
Because when they divided ultimately when they divided Ireland, they wanted it was for Protestants. It's sort of like Gaza. They want to make it Jewish. You can't have a one religion fucking state.
No, and one of the big things was, and Paisley was promoting it, was the Catholics are breeding like rabbits.
Aye.
We need to stop
Rats.
them. One
of them says travellers are like waste, and the best thing to do with waste is incinerate them. This is a mayor, Belfast.
Aye,
so they were told, and then they were getting supported then by the English.
And like Jean McConville married a Brit. And there was like mixed marriages, and
she was a Protestant, and she converted to Catholic.
Aye.
And then apparently she was meant to have helped a soldier.
And her uncle beat the fuck out of her.
And then 10 wins. Jesus.
Hey, but man, and then just see they were talking about Belfast and the areas and being burned out, and then I was listening to this whole thing about Divis Flats and what it was supposed to be this new opening, and it just became this sewer that was patrolled by the fucking Brits, and nothing worked, and there was no areas for play, and the Waynes were running wild.
When we grew up,
I was passing Divis Flats.
Do you know when we were growing up, you were always told that the Ballycummin, like sort of borderline ghetto, working class council estate, and it was, but a council estate in London or in Belfast was flats. Up, do you know what I mean?
Up a ways, aye.
And they're all living together. But man, it got to the stage too where people hated didn't like paramilitaries because got to the stage where they didn't see these boys that were doing. I want to do punishment beatings. I want to do warnings, but they don't want to take the war then to the soldiers and the army. That's the whole point. They wanted to be policemen, and that doesn't go down well with the local community. You know what I mean? Young fellas, like you get young fellas get kneecaps say for selling a bit of weed. The only reason they're doing it, and it's through their mates, is so they can have free weed. They're not fucking buying Lamborghinis.
I know.
Somebody else getting a Lamborghini. Was there not intelligence to find out where that fucking comes from?
Aye.
Do you know, follow the money.
And then
See who's getting richer. That's the person, that's the head of the fucking serpent. Not the young, stupid young fellas that are, all they're doing is trying to get, like, it's like the bully at school. You know, they used to do a lot of work about them saying, aye, scumbags shouldn't bully and all. Every bully that's bullying in school, there's a story behind him. There's something happening maybe at home, or they got bullied by a big brother, or something's going down. You know, you have to dig a bit deeper to see what's going on instead of just saying scumbag for bullying, you know what I mean?
Hey man, I was just getting like, man, it was like a horror story. Catholics hiding in their house, Protestants running the streets, burning them out,
My uncle,
landing to your door saying you've got an hour to
my
get
auntie
out.
and uncle and all were burnt out. My uncle wasn't going to leave, he stayed up in the attic and all.
And they were all fleeing to West Belfast, no houses, just
Over the border
on
as
the
well,
street. And
it was a fucking catastrophe, like.
then G. McConville heard there was gunshots one night, and there was a boy lying at her doorstep, a Brit, crying, I don't want to die. And she brought him out a pillow, and they were nearly burned out then by the Catholics because
You have to get every side of the story too. Do you know what I mean? So, because there's people that are adamant that she talked, and the blanket thing, they seen her shoes.
I haven't got that yet. I'm trying to keep it so don't.
Oh, you haven't watched this?
No, man. There's this whole
Well, Jay Adams and Darky Hughes is.
man. There's a whole bit about him, sir.
He's on. Like he was some operator.
Man, there's a whole bit about him nearly being caught. The Brits landed in civilian.
They were
clothes.
feared shitless him. Like he was a
and
proper.
His whole family had no pictures of him in the house.
Nobody knew
Nobody knew what he looked like, and they nearly assassinated him a couple of
Well,
times.
the thing that the RA were so effective back in the early times in the 70s when they were like just fucking blowing up the whole place was nobody spoke. They could not. How do you know who's doing what?
Aye.
So the one like what more or less destroyed the RA was touting.
Aye.
And then it just turned into a tsunami of touts. Fucking every town, like everywhere was like 3 boys shot up the field, touts. Do you know what I mean? It was all things like that. There were local, but back in the day, it was all say none. They couldn't infiltrate or get inside what was going on because of the trust. But then money comes into it, and
Jesus, man, there's a whole thing then about this.
that's what happened. They got, but he was some boy. He's up there with Francis Hughes, like his iconic IRA man. Then you have to remember too that, and my uncle Kieran said this too. Like he can't get into America. He loved it and he lived there and all. He got deported then when they knew who he was. Like when he was inside, all the black guys were going, "Yeah, man." They're all sort of look, who's this? Because he was in the high. Fucking.
You look like my brother Reggie.
And then apparently they won them. They were all. You know when they all go to court, and they read out his fucking rap sheet. And they're like, "Holy fuck." Changed the tune with him the whole time after then.
Right.
Because of all the stuff he did. But,
but
he
man,
was always saying, but sorry, you were saying, he was always raging, like, look at McGuinness and Adams can get into the White House every St. Patrick's Day.
there's a whole bit about
And that's the whole thing about Darky. Him and Adams were like that.
Aye, but Darky was never without a gun because Jim McConville used to joke that Darky always had a gun and Adams never had a gun.
Aye.
He was always in the scout car.
Yep.
Never associated with the thing, but they reckon he was a master strategist.
Yeah. And it was like the same thing happened there with McGuinness. Real genius of thinkers, like. They changed everything, like. But then you have to look at them. They brought peace. They got the IRA to stop. Do you know what I mean? Where a lot of there was a big section of IRA thought what he's doing.
Aye,
Unless they wanted to shoot them out and blow them out, but
because they talk about Pierce and Darky and all who thought the only way is blood on the ground.
yeah,
The only way Ireland will be united is when the red blood flows over the ground. And
then Darky Hughes, like that's like me and you best friends, and you're watching me on TV and living in a big house and releasing cookbooks and fucking whatnot, and you're fucking smoking rowleys in a wee flat in Dovis still. And then I think he got a couple of kick-ins by young fellas in the street and all, no doubt, walking to the shop.
Fuck.
Do you know, nobody, they don't know who he is, it was just an old man.
But I was just found it so interesting that
The tapes came out too easy.
the nationalism rising up on but also the consequences of joining the RA, man. And like at one point, this like the British Army were like, the IRA were well known for blowing themselves up because it was just like they weren't bomb specialists.
Well, sure, the Shankill Road bombing, 2 of them got caught in it. One died and one survived. There's 9 dead, I think, upstairs.
But the IRA were well known for blowing themselves up. But just interesting, man. I can't wait to listen to the rest of it because, man, there's just so many nuances there. And it's
See,
just
the thing too, man, about the English is the English are famous for the English used us as the fucking. They sampled everything on us before they went round and did the rest of the world. So everything that happened around the world, like they killed 1 million. Was it 100 million Indians?
because they talk about some general that went out to Africa, Kenya, and wiped this tribe out, hundreds of thousands.
I'll tell you what, the English have killed 10 times what the Germans did, the Nazis. That's mad. Nobody. So if the Germans had won the war, we'd be sitting here going Churchill like Hitler. Do you know what I mean? But what I'm saying is, I don't like bringing Catholic and Protestant on it too. I like saying there was divide and conquer, get us fighting each other, because we're all Irish, we're all living on this island, and we just need to move forward.
But man, it was crazy how, and now in modern times, Protestant Catholics live together. There's not a lot of issues, in the real interface areas. Everybody stays in their own.
And there's the extremes of both.
But at one time, it was fucking. It was all like war, like.
Oh, there was no go areas, like. There was no even when I was saying I went to Belfast, there was places that I was not allowed to go near. Streets, like. And as I say, as you said, it's just down the road, literally.
100.
Sometimes you might have, especially when you were in the Ardown, you had to go through areas you shouldn't have been to get to the pool. Me remember getting chased by young fellas all the time.
The guy was walking by with a Celtic hat. I was going to roll down the window. Sir, dear, up there. You need to watch. But he obviously lives there. He knows the crack. But anyway, we need to go. Interesting.
Your wee story before, it was a young fella told me today, and I was fucking did some laughing. I don't know if everybody's funny now, but anybody who works in Strabane McDonald's will know this one. They were at McDonald's and they had a big milkshake each.
Right.
Big tall one, him and his ma. And his ma and new boyfriend, right?
Right, okay.
So they were drinking
Very
away. The ma finished the milkshake, and he says, "My ma's got Crohn's disease, I says, "Aye, right." And the next minute, her stomach started to go. And she says, I says, "And what happened?" He goes, "Man, you want to see that?" She jumped in the back of the Jeep, opened the fucking McDonald's cup, and then had to go to the area and it. I says, "No way." And he goes, I says, "Much did you put on it?" He goes, "Filled it up." I says, "What happened?" He says, "I put a lid on it and then just opened the door and put it right." I says, "What?" He goes, "Aye, man." I says, "Some young fella's going to be cleaning out there and fucking left."
Why did she not go to the toilet, McDonald's?
Didn't have time. I don't know. I was asking all them questions, and I says, I was laughing too much.
Oh my fucking!
I says, "Filled it up." He goes,
What I want to know is the new boyfriend still there? Imagine that.
He was shouting and roaring, and he was going, "You dirty bitch!" And it was all smelly inside and fucking whatnot.
Oh,
and then
my God.
she handed to him, and the shite was right up to the top, and he put the lid on it. Opened the door and put it
Jesus,
out.
sir.
Fucking dirty.
I'll be fucking sick, sir. Hey, brown chocolate diarrhea milkshake.
Oh man! Hey. Imagine somebody came along, with fucking
Wee Scrounger.
Hey, wee Scrounger.
No.
Oh, is there anybody in the local
You wouldn't get
McDonald's
near
to
it.
verify this story?
You wouldn't get near it.
But it had, at some stages, had to be either kicked over, lifted, sawn.
Sir, fucking.
Did you clean that off now, the old McDonald's? Fuck them anyway, they're all
And on that bombshell, hey.
Bombshell. Good night.
Up the hoods.